Most Sekiro videos talk about lore and endings, but I think you're missing something way more important: how it plays, how it sounds, and how it feels. Let's fix that. Sekiro is what happens when a Souls game drinks 5 Red Bulls and decides stealth is optional. No shields, no stamina bars, no grinding your way to godhood. Just you, a sword, and the reflexes of a caffeinated Jedi. It's brutal, it's beautiful, and it doesn't care if you've beaten Dark Souls 3 times with a blindfold on. Sekiro will still humble you. While games like Dark Souls and Elden Ring let you summon help or overlevel your way to victory, Sekiro slams the door in your face and says, "No, fight me properly." And honestly, that's what makes it special. Now, I'm introducing 2 new awards for all Souls game reviews from here on out: Soulsborne Champion for the best boss and Half-Baked for the worst. Take an inspiration from the Great Dead Meat. If you haven't seen a kill count, just leave my video now and go watch one, please. Just like always, I'm breaking this down into 3 categories: story, soundtrack/sound design, and gameplay. Each gets a score out of 10, and at the end, I will hit you with the final verdict after 100%ing the game and surviving to give you this review. Here is the proof of my 100% by the way. Let's get into it. Story. Sekiro doesn't hold your hand, it grabs your wrist, slices it off, and replaces it with a grappling hook. Set in a fictionalized version of the late 1500s Sengoku Japan, think Ghost of Tsushima if it were angrier and more cryptic. Play as Wolf, a shinobi bound by loyalty and blood to protect a child with divine powers. On paper, it's the classic save the prince type of plot, but Sekiro adds a layer of myth and melancholy that makes it feel like a lost Studio Ghibli story written by Hidetaka Miyazaki during a fever dream. FromSoftware doesn't tell stories the traditional way. There's no hour-long exposition dump. The game trusts you to feel your way through the world, to absorb the lore through implication, discovery, and sometimes just pure intuition. And that's what makes it work. It's not spelled out, it's etched into every silent stare, every decaying temple, every line of melancholic dialogue. Characters like Lady Emma and Al don't just exist for exposition, they haunt the narrative. And the divine heir, you end up caring about that kid in ways you didn't expect. The emotional impact sneaks up on you. One minute you're just slicing through your enemies, and the next you're caught off guard by either a quiet moment of grief or your unwavering loyalty. It's like watching a samurai film, where every duel is also a conversation. That said, if you miss a few eavesdrop convos or skim some item descriptions, good luck piecing everything together. Like Memento, if instead of tattoos you had scars and regrets. It's cryptic by design, and that won't be for everyone. Still, the story earns a 9 out of 10. It's dense, elegant, and doesn't waste a single word. Just be prepared to lean in and listen carefully. And yeah, full disclosure, there were definitely a few moments where I just sat and stared at the screen thinking, what the fuck is happening? But that mystery, it's part of the charm. Soundtrack/sound design. Sekiro's audio doesn't want your attention, it demands your awareness. The soundtrack is minimalist, creeping in like tension before a sword draw in a samurai duel. The battle themes feel like a blood-soaked ballet, drums pounding as your heartbeat syncs with every dodge, deflect, and death. It's not in your face like Doom Eternal, but that's the point. This is elegant violence, and the music reflects that. Sound design, it's insane. The clink of steel, the whisper of the wind through the bamboo, the screams of your dying enemies, it's immersive to the point where you flinch even when you miss a parry. It reminds me of how The Revenant used silence and nature to build dread and beauty at the same time. Also, I can't not talk about prosthetic tool sounds. They give this satisfying steampunk texture, like Bloodborne's Side to Go Full Ninja, although I am still yet to play Bloodborne. I'm giving this a 9.5 out of 10. The restraint is what makes it masterful. Enough said. Gameplay. This is where Sekiro absolutely separates from the competition. Let me put it this way. If most games give you a sword and say, have fun, Sekiro hands you a blade and locks the door behind you. This isn't your average Souls-like. There's no armor farming, no stat grinding, it's pure skill. Parry or perish. Every enemy encounter feels like a boss fight, and every boss fight feels like the final boss. Even the mini bosses feel important. Like, come on. You'll die a lot, but each death teaches you something. Like Edge of Tomorrow, but instead of Tom Cruise, you're a ninja with daddy issues and a cool grappling hook. The posture system forces you to be aggressive, breaking your opponent's guard through relentless pressure. It's rhythmic, it's cinematic, it's like John Wick with katanas. Precision over chaos. And the prosthetic tools, they are absolute game changers. Want to throw shurikens, breathe fire, or deflect bullets with a fan? You got it. Also, I've seen him mention how well crafted bosses such as Genichiro and Ishin are. The fights are just so damn smooth. But here's the deal, the game isn't for everyone. It's hard, it's frustrating, and it refuses to compromise. But if you embrace that challenge, it's euphoric. The game becomes easy through mastery. I need to give gameplay a 10 out of 10. Peak swordplay, no notes. Final thoughts. Alright, crunching the numbers with story at 9, sound at 9.5, and gameplay at 10, that gives Sekiro Shadows Die Twice a fiery 9.5 out of 10. The game doesn't want to be liked, it wants to be respected. And honestly, it earns that. It's one of the most mechanically satisfying, emotionally rewarding, and visually striking Souls games out there. Our very first Soulsborne Champion Award goes to none other than Ishin the Sword Saint. This fight isn't just good, it's a damn masterclass. It's art. Ishin isn't some cheap gimmick or overpowered nightmare. He's a perfectly tuned final boss that demands every ounce of what you learned up until that point. Fighting him feels like slipping into the flow state. You're not thinking, you're just moving, reacting, locked into this brutal, beautiful dance where every clash of steel feels earned. It's the ultimate test of skill, patience, and nerve. Ending Sekiro with this fight wasn't just the right move, it was the only move. Now, for the half-baked award, and yeah, it's going straight to the headless. These fights are just a chore. Fighting in slow motion while your soul gets ripped out through your ass, hard pass. The headless fight is the video game equivalent of Skylar singing Happy Birthday in Breaking Bad.
Happy birthday.
Pure pain nobody asked for. And what's your reward for not eviscerating your setup? Some reusable sugars that burn through your spirit emblems faster than my patience during the double Guardian Ape fight. At least the first Shichiman warrior throws his ceremonial tanto for your suffering. And just to get ahead of it, I know some people would want me to throw this award to the Demon of Hatred, but honestly, I really liked that fight. Coming from Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, the Demon of Hatred felt like a chaotic, brutal throwback. And yeah, it's messy, but it's earned its place. Sekiro demands everything you have, and if you meet it halfway, it rewards you with one of the greatest journeys in gaming. If you're down for a challenge and want to feel like you've earned every inch of your journey, Sekiro is waiting, with a sword to your throat. Catch you in the next review. Don't die twice before that.